Alright, a nice easy one. Take this mirror off. I'm going to do a repair on it, paint it up. So what you want to do is take this plastic cover off. Obviously I've already been here, but that just pops off. Sorry, get the camera on it. That just pops off like that. So it clips in, you can see that there, clips in behind down there, pops right out under your power connection. Just avoiding taking the door trim off. And there's three 10mm bolts, one there, there, and there, and two screws. I've already loosened the two of these bolts off, and the third one got in there with the spanner, opening spanner, just to loosen that off. I'm going to leave that there for now. Undo these two screws, and then as the mirror drops down, I'll turn that one out, and hopefully I can get that 10mm bolt to stay in place while I take the mirror out, and avoid having to take the door trim off. Alright, so mirror's off, and that 10mm bolt is still in place there. I'm just going to get a nut to put on that in a minute, just so stop that from sliding in when I close the door. And now I can focus on repairing this mirror. Okay, so I got the nut on there just to stop that from sliding in. It's a Loctite nut, so that's as tight as I can get in by hand. Don't need it any tighter than that. This is just to stop the bolt falling in when I close the door. And now is to dissect this mirror and find out what's going on. There's a plate on the bottom that gives me access to 3 screws, so I'm going to take that into the shed and see if we can get this apart. Okay, so what I found with this mirror is you don't take that part there off. You got to get in here, and I've actually got to push down on the clips. See if I can just get the angle on the right, get the camera on the right angle to show you. That's not the right spot there. Okay, so you want to use these clips here that you got to push down to get the mirror separate to the part of the mechanism inside that controls the mirror to go left, right, up and down. So this is the bottom part of the mirror I got off so far. I'll get to the top of the mirror. Okay, so now that part's off. Just want to take note here that it is well, your mirror might not be, but this one is actually heated. So just need to be careful of that there. I'll see if I can take those off. They look like they can come off, but I'll mark one of them so I know which way they go on. Probably doesn't matter, but nonetheless I'll make sure they go back on the same way they came off. Okay, so that's the mirror apart there. Once you get that mirror off, just undo all your screws. There's one long one that's in the back there. There's these screws here. The rest of them are the same size. And then it's just a matter of unclipping it, which isn't too hard. I've got all the little clipping parts. Sorry, the camera wouldn't focus then, but we'll give that another go. So the camera doesn't want to focus. Anyway, it just doesn't do much. Like there's not, you get the little parts here where they clip in. Nothing big really. It's more held together by screws than anything else. So now I can fix this crack that's here. You can see that, and fix this corner here, and I'll get all that done, paint it up, and put it back together. What I've decided to do is I decided to go with resin and a little bit of dishcloth to act like a fiberglass repair. That'd be more than strong enough to do this, and it's not going to be bulky like JB Weld would be, or metal bond, which I prefer to use. And that's the repair there. That'll be nice and strong tomorrow, and resin's going to fill in all the gaps and everything nicely there, resting to the tape, and I can sand from the other side to give it a good shape, and then I'll be ready for painting. So that's I'm gonna be happy with that. So that's worked out nicely. The resin's gotten into all the cracks here. I've obviously masked it off to the shape of this part further up, and yeah, the resin's filled in all those holes there nicely, and it's become nice and hard on the other side here. So this is ready for sanding now and painting. Same with this one here, it's worked out really well, so that crack is not a problem anymore. So I'll just get into sanding this now and give it a coat of paint. Okay, so I've gotten this mirror back together. Now here's a thing to remember if you ever pull one of these mirrors apart. The trick is you got to put the front face on first and line it up with the holes, and not the back. And I was mucking around with this. I was playing around with this for a long time with the back already on in place, trying to get the front to line up, and it's getting this bit in here to come over and fold over here or clip in over here with the back on is just impossible. And then it kind of dawned on me that maybe the front face has to, or the front part of it has to be put on first. So I thought, fair enough, took the back off. It was only resting on there anyway. Put the front on, and then I put the back on, and maybe a 5-minute job to do it that. So it looked like it should be the back goes on first, but it's actually the front goes on first of these mirrors. So if you happen to watch this clip, pay attention to that. Now I'm going to plug these power cords back on for the mirror. Not that it's needed where I live. Mirrors never frost up, but anyway. That's where I marked this lead here. So that's going to go back on exactly the way I took it off. And I'll try and push it on while recording, but I'll just get it all set up first. Okay, so I can't really tell if the mirror is... maybe I can. Yeah, that looks about right, so should I just push that down. I'm going to have to use 2 hands, so I don't want to break the mirror. That would be a real dumb idea right now. Okay, well that's back in place. I did have to push relatively hard, but mainly forcing the center, and that got it. I heard it go click twice, and then I've checked all around, and it's all looking good underneath there. So now it's ready to put back on the car. Okay, so mirror's back on, looking a lot better than it used to. And the trick was to putting it back on. I didn't have to take the door trim off, but it wasn't not easy. Same token, it wasn't overly hard either. Being that I'm the only one here, so I didn't have anyone to help me with holding the mirror on, I put one screw in the bottom there, and one partly threaded in down the bottom there to help hold the mirror in place for me. Well, I've got 2 fingers in here, one from the bottom, one finger from the top. So lucky my fingers fit in there, so I could do that, and I was able to guide that bolt in. After a couple of minutes, it didn't go straight in. I had to try and get the right angle and turn it with 2 fingers, so it was a bit of a trick, but I got there. So now that's all in, all right, all done, all tied up, and just put that back in. Bottom clip has that funny look to it. Definitely got to go in there first. I'll just clip that back in, and I'll do that with 2 hands because I've just missed the bottom part. Now I'll see if I can do it with one hand. No, I'll take that back out anyway. That's just a matter of getting that clip in the bottom there seated properly first, and then pushing that back in, and job's done. Mirror's in. Okay. Well, thanks for watching, and yeah, till next time. Cheers, guys.